Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract money effortlessly? They're not smarter than you, and they're not working harder than you, but somehow money flows to them naturally. Their bank accounts keep growing, their businesses keep thriving, and it feels like the universe is always on their side. But why? What's their secret? What if I told you that the difference between them and you isn't in their intelligence or hard work, but in their understanding of something deeper, something spiritual? Wealth isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. It's about aligning yourself with the universe's natural flow of abundance. And today, I'm going to share with you the exact practice I used, a simple daily routine that turned my finances around completely. You may think this sounds like a magic trick or a shortcut to riches, but it's actually based on timeless spiritual laws that govern how money flows into our lives. The best part? This isn't some secret technique only a few people know about. This is something anyone can do right now in their own life. If you're ready to attract wealth like a magnet, keep reading, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to start using the very same practice that transformed my financial life. When I first heard about this practice, I was skeptical. I thought, how could repeating something just once a day possibly change my financial situation? It seemed too simple to be true. But the more I learned about it, the more I realized how powerful repetition can be, not just in attracting wealth, but in transforming any area of your life. Repetition is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for transformation. It works because it helps to reprogram your subconscious mind, which is the part of you that controls your beliefs, actions, and decisions without you even being aware of it. Everything you believe, every thought you have, and every feeling you experience is stored in your subconscious mind. And just like a radio station, your mind is constantly sending out signals. These signals are what attract or repel things into your life, including money. Now think about it. If you constantly think about lack, about how you'll never have enough money, or about all the things you can't afford, that's exactly what your mind will keep attracting. You won't even realize it, but your mind will be tuned to the frequency of scarcity. But when you shift your thoughts and repeat positive, abundant affirmations daily, you begin to retune your mind to a different frequency, one that attracts wealth and abundance instead of pushing it away. That's why I started repeating a simple practice every day. The more I did it, the more I felt a shift within me. It wasn't just a mental change, it was a spiritual one. I began to feel more open to receiving money, and opportunities started to show up that I hadn't noticed before. Things that used to feel out of reach were suddenly within my grasp. This simple repetition practice helped me change the way I saw money, and that change opened the door for money to flow into my life like a magnet. So what makes this practice work? The answer lies in a deep understanding of money itself. You see, money isn't just paper or coins. It's not simply numbers in your bank account. Money is energy, a form of spiritual energy, and just like any other type of energy, it follows certain laws. These laws are universal and work whether you're aware of them or not. One of the most important laws when it comes to money is the law of attraction. This law states that like attracts like, meaning that the energy you put out into the world is the energy that will come back to you. If you're constantly focused on lack, scarcity, and fear around money, that's exactly what you'll attract more of. But if you focus on abundance, on believing that wealth is within your reach, and on the idea that money is always flowing to you, that's the energy you will begin to attract. Think of it like a magnet. A magnet attracts objects with a particular energy. Similarly, your energy, your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs will attract situations and opportunities that match that energy. If you're constantly thinking about money in a negative way, then you're actually repelling it. But when you change your energy, when you start thinking of money as a positive, abundant force in your life, you naturally start to attract more of it. But the key to this is consistency. You can't just think positively about money for one day and expect everything to change. It's about repeating this process day after day until it becomes second nature. The more you align your thoughts and energy with abundance, the more you begin to attract it into your life. It's like tuning your mind to a specific frequency, a frequency that is in tune with wealth and success. This is the power of repetition. It helps you shift your energy to align with the abundance that's already all around you. When you make it a daily practice to focus on abundance, gratitude, and the belief that money is flowing to you, you start to become a magnet for wealth. You start to notice the opportunities that were always there, but that you were previously blind to. Now, just imagine this. Every single day, you're tuning your energy to match that of wealth and abundance. You're telling the universe, I'm open to receiving all the money and opportunities that are meant for me. And because the universe responds to the energy you put out, you begin to see money come to you in ways you never expected. It could be a surprise check, an unexpected business opportunity, or even just a shift in your own mindset that makes you see new possibilities. This isn't magic, it's the law of attraction at work. And the best part? You don't have to be an expert or have special skills to use it. All you need is the willingness to shift your mindset and align your energy with abundance. By repeating this simple practice once a day, you begin to change your frequency and open yourself up to receive the wealth that's always been available to you. At the heart of attracting wealth is an understanding of the spiritual laws that govern prosperity. Many of us have been taught to focus on hard work and saving money in order to get ahead financially. While these are important, they are only part of the equation. The deeper truth is that wealth is governed by spiritual laws that determine how money flows into our lives. These laws are universal, meaning they apply to everyone, regardless of your background, education, or current financial status. The first law to understand is the law of attraction. As mentioned earlier, this law states that like attracts like. Your energy, your thoughts, and your beliefs all send out vibrations to the universe. If you're constantly thinking that money is hard to come by or that you'll never be rich, that's the energy you're putting out into the world. And guess what? The universe will respond by bringing you more of what you're focused on, scarcity and lack. But when you shift your mindset and focus on abundance, when you truly believe that money is flowing to you and that the universe has an endless supply of it, you begin to attract opportunities and resources that match that belief. The universe can only give you what you're willing to accept. So if you limit yourself by thinking that you can't have wealth, the universe will honor that belief by keeping you stuck. But if you open yourself up to the idea that you deserve prosperity, wealth begins to flow naturally. Another important spiritual law when it comes to wealth is the law of giving and receiving. This law teaches us that in order to receive, we must first give. This doesn't just mean giving money, though that can be a part of it. It's about giving love, kindness, gratitude, and energy. The more you give to the universe, whether it's through acts of kindness, offering your time, or being generous with your thoughts and energy, the more you will receive in return. Wealth isn't just about material things. It's also about the flow of positive energy, and the universe always rewards generosity. When you embrace these laws, you start to see the world in a different light. You begin to understand that wealth isn't a finite resource. There's no limit to how much you can have. The universe has an endless supply of everything: money, opportunities, love, and success. When you align yourself with these laws, you step into the flow of abundance, and wealth starts to come to you effortlessly. Now, let me share with you the simple practice that changed everything for me. It wasn't about working harder, making bigger goals, or even having a perfect plan. The practice I'm talking about is repeating a powerful affirmation and visualization every single day. It's so simple, but it's incredibly effective. The affirmation I repeated was this: money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I didn't just say it once or twice and expect miracles. I made it a part of my daily routine. Every morning, before I did anything else, I would sit quietly for just a few minutes and repeat this affirmation to myself. I didn't just say the words, I felt them. I imagined money flowing into my life as naturally as breathing. I pictured myself receiving unexpected checks, business opportunities, and even small, everyday moments of abundance. But it wasn't just about saying the words. The real power came when I allowed myself to truly feel what it would be like to live in a world where money flowed to me effortlessly. I visualized money in my hands, in my bank account, and all around me. I saw myself living a life of financial freedom and comfort without the stress or struggle that I used to associate with money. I let those feelings wash over me and truly believed that this reality was possible. At first, it felt strange. I didn't believe it fully. There were doubts in my mind. What if this doesn't work? What if nothing changes? But I kept going, day after day, repeating the affirmation, visualizing the abundance. Slowly, something started to shift. My mind began to change, and with it, my energy shifted. I began to feel more open to receiving money and opportunities. I began to see signs that my spiritual frequency was starting to match the wealth and success I desired. This daily practice wasn't about wishing or hoping for money. It was about programming my mind and spirit to accept that wealth was a natural part of my life. And over time, the results started to speak for themselves. Money flowed into my life in unexpected ways, and opportunities I never imagined began to present themselves. It wasn't magic, it was the power of aligning my energy with abundance, and repeating this simple practice every day was the key. So how did this simple daily practice change my energy? It's hard to describe in words, but I'll do my best. At first, when I started repeating the affirmation and visualization, it was like trying to tune a radio to the right station. The signal wasn't clear, and I wasn't sure if I was getting it right. But the more I repeated the practice, the clearer the signal became. I started to feel different in a way I couldn't quite explain. I began to notice that I was more open to opportunities. I stopped rejecting offers that came my way, and I started saying yes to things I would have passed on before. I became more confident in my decisions and started to trust that the universe was guiding me toward financial success. I wasn't afraid to take risks anymore because I truly believed that money was constantly flowing into my life. But the most profound change happened on an internal level. My relationship with money completely transformed. Before, I used to stress about money all the time. I was always thinking about bills, debt, and how I was going to make ends meet. But after consistently practicing the daily affirmation and visualization, I stopped focusing on lack. Instead, I began focusing on abundance. I stopped worrying about how much money I didn't have, and I started appreciating the money and opportunities I already had. This shift in energy was everything. The more I aligned my thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with abundance, the more I attracted it into my life. I no longer felt like I was chasing after money. Instead, I felt like money was coming to me, naturally, easily and effortlessly. It was as if the universe had opened up and started sending wealth in my direction. And it all started with that simple practice, repeating the affirmation and visualization once a day, believing that money was already on its way to me. The most important lesson I learned during this process was this: wealth is not something you chase, it's something you align with. When you change your internal energy and vibration to match the frequency of abundance, the universe will naturally respond by bringing more wealth into your life. You don't have to work harder or struggle more. You just have to change your energy, and everything else will follow. One of the most powerful tools I used to change my financial situation was something as simple as words. Words may seem insignificant, but they carry immense power, especially when they are repeated with intention and belief. The universe listens to your words, and your words create your reality. If you constantly speak about lack, limitation, and struggle, those very things will continue to show up in your life. But when you speak the language of abundance, prosperity, and success, the universe responds accordingly. This is where affirmations come into play. Affirmations are not just words you repeat without meaning. They are declarations that shape the reality you experience. The more you repeat an affirmation, the more you begin to believe it. And as you believe it, your reality starts to reflect that belief. This was one of the most transformative lessons I learned. Repeating positive affirmations daily helped me shift my mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. The affirmation I focused on was simple but powerful. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Every morning, I would sit quietly and say this affirmation to myself. I didn't just say it mechanically. I felt the truth of those words deep within my body. I imagined money flowing to me from all directions, from opportunities, from unexpected checks, from new business ventures, and even from people I hadn't met yet. I truly felt that I was a magnet for wealth and that the universe was constantly conspiring to send it my way. What I didn't realize at the time was that this practice was rewiring my subconscious mind. Every time I repeated the affirmation, it was like I was planting a seed in my mind. And over time, those seeds grew into beliefs. Beliefs that money was easy to attract, that I deserved to be wealthy, and that abundance was my natural state. By focusing on these positive affirmations, I was telling the universe exactly what I wanted, and the universe began to deliver. But it wasn't just about the words, it was about the energy behind them. I truly had to feel the affirmation. I had to feel the excitement of having money come to me easily, and I had to believe in the possibility of this being my reality. This feeling of certainty was crucial. If I didn't feel it, the affirmation would just be words. But when I felt it in my bones, that's when things started to shift. The truth is, affirmations aren't about tricking yourself into believing something that's not true. They're about aligning your inner beliefs with the outer reality you want to create. When your words match your energy, when your thoughts align with your feelings, the universe has no choice but to bring your desires into being. This is why affirmations are such a powerful tool for manifesting wealth. They allow you to tune your inner frequency to match the abundance that's already available to you. Along with affirmations, another tool that played a major role in attracting wealth into my life was visualization. Visualization is a powerful technique that involves mentally picturing yourself in the abundance you desire. It's not just about imagining a future where you have money, it's about living in the feeling of already having it. Visualization helps to reprogram your subconscious mind by creating vivid, emotional images of success and wealth. And as you repeat this process, you begin to align your energy with the abundance you're manifesting. I vividly remember the first time I sat down and practiced visualization. It wasn't just about imagining money in my bank account. It was about imagining the lifestyle that money would bring me. I pictured myself traveling to beautiful places, enjoying luxurious experiences, and feeling the freedom that comes with financial security. I saw myself helping others with my wealth, contributing to causes I care about, and making a positive impact in the world. But it wasn't just about seeing these images in my mind. The real power of visualization came when I focused on how it made me feel. I felt the excitement of receiving unexpected money. I felt the gratitude for the abundance in my life. I felt the joy of financial freedom. The more I focused on these feelings, the more real they became. And the more real they became, the more my subconscious mind began to believe that this was the reality I was stepping into. Visualization also helped me to overcome fear and doubt around money. Whenever I would feel anxious about my finances, I would close my eyes and picture the abundance I was calling into my life. I would imagine that my financial worries were already solved. I would feel the relief of having more than enough money, and I would visualize the opportunities and wealth flowing to me in every direction. This gave me the confidence to move forward, knowing that wealth was already on its way to me. The key to effective visualization is to make it as detailed and emotional as possible. It's not enough to just see yourself as wealthy. You have to feel the emotions of being wealthy. The more vivid and real you can make this experience in your mind, the faster you'll begin to see it manifest in your physical reality. Visualization is a tool that not only aligns your energy with wealth, but it also keeps you motivated and focused on your goals. When you feel as though you already have everything you want, it becomes easier to take the steps that will bring that reality to life. One of the biggest obstacles to attracting wealth is the mental blocks that many of us have about money. These blocks are often unconscious beliefs that were ingrained in us from a young age. They come from our families, society, and past experiences. They might sound something like this: money is the root of all evil. There's never enough to go around. Or, rich people are greedy. These beliefs create a spiritual wall between us and the wealth we desire. For a long time, I struggled with these very beliefs. I grew up hearing stories about how money was hard to come by, how it was a constant struggle, and how only a few lucky people ever managed to get rich. I internalized these beliefs without even realizing it. They became part of my mindset, and they were reflected in my financial situation. Every time I thought about money, I would feel anxious, guilty, or undeserving. I believed that money was something to be feared, not embraced. But when I learned that money is energy, everything changed. I realized that these limiting beliefs were the very things that were blocking the flow of abundance into my life. I had been pushing money away by believing it was scarce, that I didn't deserve it, or that having too much money was wrong. The first step in clearing these blocks was recognizing that they existed. Once I was aware of them, I could begin to challenge them. The practice I used to clear these money blocks was simple but powerful. Every time I caught myself thinking negatively about money, I would pause and reframe my thoughts. I would remind myself that money is a neutral force and it can be used for good. I started to say things like, money is a tool for creating good in the world, and I am worthy of abundance. Slowly but surely, these new beliefs began to replace the old ones. I also used a powerful technique called money clearing. I would sit quietly, place my hands over my heart, and say, I release all negative beliefs about money. I now welcome abundance into my life. This simple practice helped me clear the old, limiting beliefs and make space for new, empowering ones. It was like wiping the slate clean, allowing me to start fresh with a new mindset around wealth. By clearing these mental blocks, I was able to shift my energy and beliefs about money. As I continued to practice, I noticed that my thoughts about money became more positive and open. I stopped fearing it and started embracing it, and as my mindset shifted, my financial situation began to change as well. This was the moment I truly understood. Wealth begins in the mind. Once I cleared the mental blocks, the wealth I desired flowed into my life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you can use to manifest more wealth in your life. It may sound simple, but expressing genuine gratitude for what you already have shifts your energy from lack to abundance. When you feel grateful for the money, opportunities, and experiences you currently have, you open yourself up to receiving even more. For years, I didn't fully understand the importance of gratitude. I would focus only on what I didn't have, constantly looking at my financial struggles and feeling frustrated. But then, I began to practice gratitude every single day, and it changed everything. The shift wasn't just in my mindset, it was in the energy I was putting out into the world. I started by simply saying thank you every morning for the money I had, even if it seemed small. I thanked the universe for the abundance that was on its way, even if I didn't see it yet. This simple daily ritual of gratitude was powerful. It trained my mind to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. When you start being thankful for what you already have, you begin to attract more things to be grateful for. The universe responds to your energy, and when it sees you appreciating what you have, it rewards you with even more. This is the spiritual law of attraction in action. I began to notice that the more grateful I was, the more money flowed into my life. Opportunities showed up unexpectedly. I started to receive unexpected checks, business inquiries, and even small windfalls that made a big difference. The key was that I wasn't waiting for something big to happen. I was appreciating the small things first, and the universe responded by bringing bigger things into my life. The more you practice gratitude, the more you align yourself with the abundance that already surrounds you. Gratitude opens the door for wealth to enter your life in ways you couldn't imagine. It's a spiritual law that's always at work, whether you're aware of it or not. So, if you want to attract more wealth, start with gratitude. Say thank you for the money you have now, for the opportunities coming your way, and for the abundance that the universe is about to deliver. Once you begin aligning yourself with the spiritual laws of wealth, you'll start to see signs from the universe that your energy is shifting. These signs may appear in many different forms, but one of the most common ways the universe communicates with us is through synchronicities and repeating numbers. These are the universe's way of telling you that you are on the right path, that you're in alignment with abundance. One of the first signs I started noticing was the appearance of repeating numbers. I would look at the clock and see 1111, 777, or 888, and each time I would feel a sense of reassurance and excitement. These weren't coincidences. They were reminders from the universe that my spiritual frequency was shifting in alignment with wealth and abundance. In numerology, these repeating numbers are considered to be spiritual signals guiding you towards success and prosperity. For example, when you see 777, it's often seen as a sign that you're in harmony with the flow of abundance. It's like the universe is congratulating you for aligning your energy with the frequency of wealth. Similarly, when you see 111 or 1111, it's often interpreted as a message of new beginnings or fresh opportunities coming your way. The key is to pay attention to these signs and trust that they are guiding you toward your desired reality. As I continued with my daily practice, the signs kept coming. I would receive unexpected offers, invitations, or even casual conversations about business ideas or investments that felt like they were meant for me. These were the universe's way of confirming that I was on the right track and that my wealth frequency was aligned with the abundance I desired. The universe communicates with us all the time, but we often miss these signs because we're not paying attention. Once I started to recognize them, I realized that wealth was all around me. Opportunities were constantly presenting themselves, but I had to be open to receiving them. Seeing these signs wasn't just about feeling lucky, it was about tuning into the frequency of abundance and trusting that the universe was working with me, not against me. Now that you understand the spiritual principles behind attracting wealth, it's time to take action. Everything you've learned so far, from the power of repetition to the importance of gratitude, has been leading up to one simple truth. You can change your financial reality starting today. The secret to attracting wealth isn't in working harder, trying to control everything, or waiting for the perfect moment to strike. It's about aligning yourself with the natural flow of abundance. It's about changing your thoughts, beliefs, and energy to match the frequency of wealth. And it all starts with one small practice that you repeat every single day. Start today by choosing one of the practices that resonate with you the most. Maybe it's the affirmation, "Money flows to me easily and effortlessly." Maybe it's the gratitude ritual, or perhaps it's visualizing your abundant life every morning. Whatever it is, make a commitment to do it every single day. Don't wait for tomorrow or next week. Start now. Remember, wealth isn't something you have to chase. It's already available to you. The universe is constantly sending opportunities your way, but you have to be in alignment to receive them. By practicing these simple spiritual laws every day, you'll begin to notice how money and abundance start flowing to you naturally. It's not about magic, it's about understanding and working with the laws of the universe. As you continue with this practice, know that wealth is already on its way to you. The universe is responding to your energy and aligning with your desires. Keep your mind focused on abundance, stay open to the signs, and trust that the universe will deliver exactly what you need at the right time. Your journey to wealth starts now. It's not about waiting for something big to happen. It's about taking consistent, intentional steps toward aligning with the abundance that's always been available to you. Every time you repeat your affirmation, every time you express gratitude, you are tuning into the frequency of wealth, and before you know it, your financial reality will transform in ways you never thought possible. Start today, and remember, wealth isn't just coming, it's already here. You just need to tune into it,